Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be showing you how to defeat Yellow Loong in Black Myth Wukong. The prize is this golden long staff among other things. So this is the 4th secret boss in Black Myth Wukong. If you're not sure how to face the other Loong bosses, check those videos that are up on the channel. The Red Loong video, Black Loong and Cyan Loong. So here we're in chapter 4, the Webbed Hollow, and we're facing the final boss. Note that if you haven't defeated the first 3 bosses, Yellow Loong will not be here, so you must defeat them first. So he always lunges at you and swipes, so you just want to dodge that. So getting some attacks in, and then the spirit attack. And then I'm going to use the Weaver's Needle. So I've got this from the Purple Cloud Mountain later in chapter 4. This is an incredibly difficult fight, so I'm level 84 and this is still a very difficult fight. So we're just starting off getting some heavies in here. The Weaver's Needle is really useful in getting his attention, so we can get that heavy off. We then turn on the Red Tide spell and trying to set him alight. Note initially I fought this boss when I was high level 60s, early 70s, and it was ridiculously hard in chapter 4, so don't be afraid to come back to this. At this point in time I'm halfway through chapter 5 and I'm level 84 and I've leveled up sufficiently, and this is still a really hard fight. So that's a good start to the fight. We now transform back, and I'm not going to use any of my other spells until he's done his first phase where he flies around and attacks you. So I'm just trying to deal some damage and then get away from him. I don't want to be too close when he does that attack. So in this first phase he does these swings, but then he's not as aggressive, so you can get some attacks. So now I get away and he lunges at you straight away. So as soon as his arms fold, that's when he charges at you. You can roll 2 or 3 times in between each rush, and that does work, but you do run out of stamina. Then he does this big leap onto the floor, and that's a good opportunity to get a heavy in. Sadly we didn't have much focus there. The Pluck of Many spell is also very useful in this fight. However, if you cast it before he flew around, then he would have just taken out all of the duplicates and it wouldn't have been very effective. So here again, you build up your focus a lot. So I build up my heavy because he's interested in the duplicates. And then we're dealing some good damage. Try not to be too greedy, because if he hits you once, he tends to hit you a few times, and he does hit like a truck. Managing stamina is super important in this fight as well, because he does so many constant attacks at you, particularly as the fight goes on when he becomes more aggressive, losing health. So you just want to manage that stamina really well. This is a common attack he does, so he'll do one lunge and swipe, and then he'll charge at you, and then he'll leap down. And then that's a good opportunity to get some attacks in. He does a variety of attacks at the end, so sometimes he does a big lunge or a few more cartwheels as well, so you just want to watch out for that variety of attacks. As we use the Weaver's Needle right at the start of the fight, it's back off cooldown, and this will set up nicely for the spirit attack. He'll now go into his other more difficult fly-in phase, so he'll do that lunge straight away, and then he'll do 3 or 4 passes, and then he'll go into the floor, similar to the first phase, but this time he'll fly back up. So that's 1, 2, and on the 3rd one he'll stay, so that's a good opportunity to then get heavies and a spirit attack in. So the key to this fight is managing stamina well, and ideally using your spells in the second half of the fight, because he does become so much more aggressive and you run out of stamina. So if you have your immobilize, your cloud step, you can get away from those attacks if you're low in health. And also if you have the Weaver's Needle, it's super useful for this fight. It increases your critical chance and your critical damage, so really useful. And of course using your spirit attacks as normal. Also be aware of the swipe attack. If that stays there, you know it's going to blow up, and then he'll sometimes do a second one that deals a lot of damage. You want to stay well away from that. He actually does 3 here, which is fairly rare. So we're near the end of the fight here. I've been here so many times where I'm one shot away and he somehow manages to kill me. I'm fearing the same's going to happen again, but we luckily go for a big heavy and hope for the best, and we manage to defeat him. There'll be a cutscene, then he'll drop the C support and tendon, which is what you need for the golden long staff, which is a mythical staff you can now craft. And he also drops this spear, which is a transformation, which looks really good. So the golden lining, so you can transform now into yellow long. And here we're just showing how to craft the golden long staff. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe for more.